Okay. Daily recap. Start with the SPY. Still pretty rough out there. Lots of selling pressure. We have continued this slide down to the 500 zone. But as each day goes on and it starts to hold this area, I'm thinking we're gonna get a nice bounce. And it looks to me like it's starting to actually set up. And we're seeing that, at least, maybe not so much, but this has a nice look on the hourly. As we start dialing it in, it maintains this nice shape. So there's some potential. Obviously the 500 zone is kind of a psychological area, and we'll have to continue to see if this is actually going to hold and make a run. I mean, a lot of it has to do with Nvidia. To be honest, I found that this is kind of not so much as of late, but up in this area when it had this huge run, this kind of was dictating some of the market. So in a similar way as a SPY would. So if this can get going, we could see potentially both the SPY and Nvidia coming off the bottom here of these hourly 14-day charts, and that could get us going right back up to highs, because I still feel like Nvidia, just based off of psychology, I feel like this has to get to 1,000. It just feels like one of those things. As crazy as it already has been, I feel like it probably will, because we're in these wild times. So SPY bounce incoming. Let's look through a couple of these. Obviously I keep talking about RBLX. This did have a nice little intraday day trade that was setting up, and it just got completely stuffed and then faded with this SPY move. With this, it just randomly puked here. And so, but as I was saying, big picture wise, still basically intact. I'm kind of just foot off the gas. I'm letting it do its thing, and then we're gonna come in when it starts to look a lot more juicy on the tighter time frames. That's how you look at the macro, the wide frame, but to time it up, you really got to get the daily chart looking good, the 100-day. Because if you're just playing off the wide time frames, it can look good unless you're prepared to do that prior to the trade. If that's your approach, then that's fine. But if you're looking to be a little more active, more so day to day, you really gotta bring it in tight. So right now, it's not at that stage. Also Hub C. This is in the bullpen. I'm just kind of watching this, seeing what happens. I don't think I'm gonna take any trades on this, unless, I mean, you never know, but I feel like for me this would have to kind of fall off everyone's radar and really set something up that was compelling, because I'm not a huge fan of these low priced setups. As I was saying, Macy's is kind of in this interesting little situation, kind of something like that. So I'm curious. I'm kind of a perma Macy's bear. So I feel like if the market was to, if the floor was to fall out and this thing just totally puked to the 480s and caught everyone off guard, I feel like if that were to happen, I kind of want to have a few little shorts that I'm just keeping a radar on, and this could be one of them. I feel like this, I'm gonna look back and this is gonna have faded huge, so we'll keep a watch on that. It's really got a nice look to it. Let's see what else. ZIM I was looking at, kind of nothing, it didn't really do too much. Little gap up, little morning spike, and then basically just kind of went sideways. But this has an interesting story. I think this is an Israel shipping company, so there's a lot of potential fireworks with this one, I feel like. I don't know what the float is. Let's see. Yeah, I mean 94 million, and it's saying 34% short float, so this might be even better than I thought. So this is certainly one that I'm watching a little more closely than the others. Also, it's got this nice, I kind of throw the moving averages on just to take a peek at it, and I like what I'm seeing on that. I kind of like those little squeezers. Just as a additional reason to put the trade on. Let's look at a few of these others. BYND is kind of dumpster trader. For some reason, I just wanna get this one. I want to get a big win on this. I feel like it's gonna set up. It's gonna kind of blow off up in these 9s or something at one point. What was some other ones? Reddit. Reddit's still kind of down and out. This is beaten to its own drum a little bit. Kind of fresh IPO. Also a bit of a speculative kind of name, You got Wall Street bets and all that stuff and whatever. Another one similar, DJT, Trump Media, had a nice bounce today. This was something I probably should have been watching more closely. I have a little PTSD because of some trades with DWAC, DWAC, which was also a Trump, in some way it was Trump's social media or something. So after that, I kind of brushed this off, but it kind of has obviously this looks like shit, but I feel like a bounce was inevitable. And today it put in a decent bounce for an intraday trade. It was a solid bounce. I don't know how confident I would be holding that any longer than one day, but could be something big picture setting up. It's going to take some time though. But with the election and all of the Trump news that always comes out, I'm going to put this in the bullpen. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Let's see, a couple other randoms. Money Hero. I just like this. I just like the way this looks. So I haven't really figured that one out yet though, but I sense a trade. Let's see what else. MNKD. I kind of feel like this is, I don't know if this is ever going to be anything. I was starting to think that yesterday. When I was going over it yesterday, I started to think, This might be one of those trades that just never happens. Nothing's gonna come of it, so gotta stay unemotional. Plug. I was looking at this for a while before I was making any of these videos. I was looking at this in here and then it just faded off. Kind of disappointed. I think it's because of this electric sector just taking a hit. But that could have potential after Tesla kind of finds some sort of bottom. I mean, you got to think it's going to bounce at some point. Quickly, let's look. Okay, Upwork. This one is back burner. Not really too important right now, but we'll keep an eye on it. What else did I see? Couple. We'll look at these real quick. These were a couple random little oil names that went nuts. So, how long ago? Like 3 years ago. 2 years ago, this thing went crazy. I think this was the beginning of the Ukraine, Russia. So this is kind of gone crazy. I'm just kind of watching it. I probably won't touch it. There's also basically the same trade, but this one doesn't have any good volume. So, but that's kind of interesting. Just little sectors. Also, this cannabis sector has got some good action since I believe it is Germany legalizing. But we have some big volume that's come in here. So this definitely, I haven't mentioned this yet actually, but this has been something that I'm watching. This is a situation where this could get crazy. I mean, Tilray, TLRY kind of looks shitty, but I think it was ACB. Yeah, ACB looks the best. There's a couple other randoms. I think CRON. I think this is cannabis. There's a couple, but I'm narrowed in on really ACB and CGC. So we're gonna keep our eyes on this one as well, or continue to. And that might be all I got. Oh yeah, Chewy. Let's check in on Chewy. I think there's gonna be a trade. This is kind of like what I was saying with which one was it? BYND. How I was saying I kind of just want to nail a trade on this for whatever reason. The same goes for Chewy. There's probably more. I think that the opportunity is probably better to do that on Chewy. Mainly because it trades more volume. I don't think... Yeah, see, this only trades like 1-2 mil a day. Chewy trades like, 6 to 10. So it just naturally is going to be a little bit more of a mover. But we'll see about this. We're going to basically just put this in a little... We're basically just in this box for now, 16 to 18. But it's got that nice sideways consolidation. I mean, that's when you know something is brewing. And even if nothing comes of it, it's still a quality risk reward approach. It's still a quality based off of the favor of if you win. It's still a good opportunity to take. That's kind of the biggest, that's kind of the most important part. I mean, on the hourly, this looks pretty interesting, but yeah, I mean, Chewy hourly, Chewy 30-minute, kind of nice. That's probably, yeah, I mean, there could be, I mean, it all comes up to what the SPY is going to do, but there could be a nice little intraday kind of move here. If this wants to come out of this little flag, this little tight action, kind of break out of this 1680 zone and move to like potentially 1710, 1740 zone, that would be a nice day trade. And you got to kind of find a stop loss in this action, but you got to keep it tight because Chewy can giveth and Chewy can taketh. All right, well, we will continue tomorrow, and until then, good luck.